So everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Spincast Guide. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. Today I'm going to be doing a guide on how to get your kids into fishing, so where they're actually going to like going. There's a lot of these out there, and most of them say that if you take your kids fishing, don't buy them the Shakespeare or Zebco little kid rods, like the character rods or anything like that. And a lot also say that as a parent taking them fishing, that you shouldn't bring your equipment with you also. And I disagree with that completely. If you want your kids to have fun with you while you fish, and you want your kids to actually like to fish, the best bet is to let them get whatever they want, within reason, of course. If your kid wants a Barbie rod, let them have a Barbie rod. If they want the Frozen or Captain America or any of those character rods, let them get it, because they will be more likely to actually have fun with what they have if you do that. If they want the little character tackle box to go with it, go for it. I wouldn't put any tackle in it. I would just let them bring like little toys or something with them, things that they're not going to miss if it get lost in the water. And then when they get older, you can upgrade their equipment, get them little tackle kits and stuff like that. So first, what I'm gonna go over is rods. A lot of people say don't get them the Barbie rod, because it's not going to last very long, and your kids just going to get frustrated by the inability to cast, or they just won't, like, it'll break. We've had this Barbie rod since my daughter was 2. She is now almost 6, and it works perfectly. The only thing that's gone wrong with it is one of the times when I was replacing the line, I cracked the spool cap, so I just put a little decorative tape over it, and it's ready to go. I have taken this rod striper fishing with me a bunch of times, and it has worked flawlessly. There's nothing wrong with these. I mean, sometimes you do get a bad one and the reel's just automatically broken. Just check them when you buy them. Make sure that the drag works a little bit. It's not the perfect drag system, but it'll do. I mainly just keep it wrenched down completely anyway, because there's no real point not to. Also, too, with these, if you want a fun way to get your kid into or started on fishing, is to get some of these. This is a casting plug. It's a practice casting plug. It's rubber. They come in a lot of different sizes. I think this kit was from Bass Pro, and it comes in a quarter, a half, and 3/8 ounce. These are great. Just throw a little swivel on the end, clip this on, and then just sit with them in your lap, and then cast with them, and they'll love it. They have all sorts of fun. My 2-year-old loves doing that with me. She can reel this in by herself. She can't really cast it, but she can reel it just fine by herself, and she's not even 3. She's going to be 3 in about 2 months. And then after they're done, once they get to an age to where they can actually use hooks and things, which is up to you. It depends on the maturity of your kid. Every kid is different when it comes to that. They could learn how to use, they could learn how to be wary of a hook a lot sooner than others, but it depends on how your kid is. And then once my daughter got to a certain age to where that was no longer good for her, I got this. This is a Zebco Splash. It is 4 foot, medium light. The only thing I don't like about this is the reel is basically 100% plastic, but it will take a beating, and it hasn't given out yet. We've had it for a year. It casts really, really good. But, you know, as a full plastic, the drag kind of sucks. I just keep it wrenched down anyway. My daughter's caught striper on this. She's caught her first bass on this not that long ago. These are perfect for kids. What I did for her is I put a little hook with a snail, just old school fishing, split shot, slip bobber, and then I use like a bass bobber stop on there. They just work better for me than the little tie-on ones. That being said, I mean, they are what they are. They are meant for kids. I use them though, because they work, they catch fish, but it's more for the kids to have fun. If you go fishing with your kid and your kid is not having fun, then they're never gonna have fun while they fish. My daughters love to come fishing with me. Next thing, a lot of people say don't bring your fishing equipment if you're taking your kids fishing. I disagree with that, because if your kids aren't being able to hook the fish, but you are, hook the fish, reel a little bit, and then hand it off. Yeah, your kid won't be catching the fish like themselves, but they get to feel the tug of the fish, they get to reel in the fish, and they get to catch the fish. It might not be on their rod, but they will still like doing it anyway. I took my girls out the other day, and my 2-year-old, I was using my 12-foot rod. She wanted to sit with me and catch the fish with it. And she had fun. She had a blast doing it. I would just dip the rod in, pull it up, and then I would hold her hand, and then we both reel in the fish. And she was just having a blast. Another thing that I would recommend is if your kid is just starting out and they have like a little character one or something like that, don't go spend a bunch of money on tackle. Go out and get a kit like this. This is an Eagle Claw. This is a crappie kit. They're cheap, and if like something gets missing or it goes into the water, it's not a big deal. And also make sure that you let your kids know that it's not a big deal, because kids get very sensitive when they think they screwed up, especially with this, because, you know, mommy and daddy's tackle boxes, they're not allowed to touch, but if they lose their stuff, they might feel bad about it. So just be wary of that. Don't take fishing too seriously when you're with them. With my girls, when we went out, I actually put together a little tackle box for us, and it's the little Flambeau, I think it's called a Brute or something like that, but this was a $5 tackle box. I think I spent $20 total, not including stuff that I already had, but all that's in here is a couple packs of pre-snelled hooks, fingernail clippers, a measuring tape. I got these from Bass Pro. They're called Easy Towels. All you do is you put them in water and then they expand. Also got this. It's a little tiny multi-tool, but it's got scissors on it. No matter what size it is, try to find a multi-tool that has scissors, because cutting the worms down to size is way easier with the scissors. And then down below I got 2 different kinds of bait. If you buy the Shakespeare Hide-A-Hook kit, it comes with slip bobbers like the one I just showed you on my daughter's rod, and they usually come with a little jar bait. Those kits are great. They're $10. They come with the jar bait. You just buy one of those, buy a rod, go out and catch fish. Also, I have some hand sanitizer, bobbers. Always have bobbers. Bobbers are the best, especially when you're taking your little kid fishing, because they actually get to see when the fish bites, and they feel more they get more excited when they can actually see what's going on, other than like us when we just have the feel. They don't have that yet, and they just the bobbers sinking down under the water and disappearing, they go nuts. Also, for us as an adult taking the kids, forceps. Don't bring a big thing of pliers. It's just going to make that tackle box heavy. Forceps are like a joy, especially if you're catching bluegill and they swallow the hook. I got 10 split shot. They're non-toxic. And also, too, I took the smallest bit of split shot out and I put swivels in there. Definitely recommend, if you're going to have an open tackle box like this, to have everything contained in itself. You don't want to just have open swivels sitting on the top tray, because if you dump the box, you dump everything. And then that sucks. Also, too, I recommend just having just a normal like towel with you. And then if you're using worms, one of these is great. This is a little worm cooler by Zebco. It's literally what it is. It's a worm cooler. When you buy worms, they come in a little styrofoam or plastic thing. But if you leave them out in the sun, they kind of turn into worm jerky, and then the fish won't eat that. If you keep them juicy and moving around a lot, the fish are like 100% more likely to bite that than if you have a shriveled up piece of worm jerky on your hook. Other than that, when your kid gets old enough and they have, they just want to buy things for themselves, a good tackle box or a good tackle bag like this is great. I bought this for my daughter from Shakespeare.com. It's got it's got a spot for 2 rods right here, but I usually put the butt end right here and the tip in the other. It has a Velcro enclosure for that. It's got 1 zipper on the side, and then in it, I just let her go through my lures and pick out what she wanted, and she made her own little tackle box. Of course, I gave her a selection of baits I don't really use that often, so it's no big sweat if anything gets lost or she throws them in the water or anything like that. But getting your kids involved in however way you can will guarantee that they will love to fish. I didn't really fish a lot when I was younger. My grandpa took me a couple of times crawdad fishing with a massive deep sea rod because that's all he had at the time. But I didn't really start fishing a lot until about high school. My buddy Tony asked me if I wanted to go fishing for striper, and I was like, yeah, sure, what's striper though? And I also don't have anything. So back then Sports Authority was still around, and we went there. We each bought to us the fancy cork handle rods, and then a bunch of stuff that was really overkill for the fish we were catching. But half the fun of getting into fishing is picking out your own stuff, getting what you think is going to catch the fish, and doing that with your kids is one of the best things, one of the funnest things for them. That's what my daughter loves to do. Whenever we go to Bass Pro, she loves to just buy random things. But yeah, if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe, like. If you have any questions, comments, go ahead and leave them down there. Other than that, I think I might have covered everything. I think so. If I missed anything that you think I missed, leave a comment. See you guys next time.